Hello and welcome to our channel. My name is Alex Karanda and I'm CTO of Decima Digital. Today, we are going to speak about the quality of software development. There are a lot of topics about the quality assurance, unit test, testing in general, but not a lot about software quality, how to develop quality solutions, and what is the magic happens about the code before it would be ready for testing. Let us speak about this topic today. I'd like to split my today's conversation into the following parts. Review general software theory, understand action and reaction of software quality, review possible ways to control and improve software development quality. Let us start from the very beginning. What is the software quality? Wikipedia tells us that software quality is a combination of two factors: functional quality and structural quality. Functional, this is what was defined by customer as functional requirements and what is usually tested by QA. Meanwhile, structural is the quality of technical decisions in architect solutions implemented on the project, type of technologies and design patterns applied during development. Everything is logical, but what is the software quality in the real life? In the real life, it is still the same, functional and structural. But the difference in the real life, it is also a balance between different factors: budget and requirement, experience and resources, architectural approaches and selected technologies, level of bugs and maintenance cost. So finally, we can make a conclusion that software quality is a relative term, which might be different for different parties. Let us see what is software quality for developers. Software quality for developers is usually educated in university. In my personal classes, I learned this on the first course of software development, even before actual software development started. I was taught that the key elements of software development quality are the following: functionality, how the requirements aligned with implementation; reliability, when majority of positive and negative testing are passed; when solution keeps working under the pressure or some conditions; usability, when it's easy to use, UI/UX solution; efficiency, when with less number of codes, it's possible to implement maximum number of features; maintainability, what it would cost us to support and maintain the given solution; and portability, possibility to scale, migrate, reuse the solution in the future. Software quality for project managers, usually it's identified as a triangle. I'm pretty sure majority of you already seen this triangle. It's also so-called iron triangle. Project managers use this triangle to forecast the level of quality based on the following parameters: scope, requirements, budget, cost, and time required for implementation. The balance between all these parameters identifies the level of solution quality. As we mentioned before, its quality is relative. So identifying these three parameters, we define the level of quality. It might be low level, medium level, good level, pure quality. All these parameters are stick together. And if you pull one, it would affect the other. If you pull time and you want to have the same quality, you need to change the scope or reduce the cost or increase the cost. Just giving a simple example. I have $100 and I want to do a new theme. On one side, you can say, no, it's not impossible. On the other side, you can say, okay, we can purchase theme on ThemeForest and install it. But the quality, we can even forecast. The quality of the solution would be on low level. In the other example, I was working in Magenta company and was taking part of core development. And we had predefined scope and we had quite a lot of time and resources to do the scope. So we invest a lot of time to develop really quality solution. So as you could see, a combination of three of these parameters identifies the quality. Business owners usually look at software quality as a swing or twister, where a business owner has always to balance between profit and product within the given budget. So business owner usually try to find that balance, whereas the project still would be profitable enough and client would be fully satisfied with the product. And finally, if you ask our customer, Mr. Customer, what is the software quality for you? The answer would be easy to use and bug-free. So if you produce some software and clients say, okay, it's easy to use for me and it's bug-free, even if there are some bugs and client is happy, and we found the right software quality level for specific customer. Any action has a reaction. Let us see how software quality affects our project life, company life, personal life. On a project life, so bad solutions, bad quality solutions on a project might affect it badly in the following way. So it might be affected as a delays in new feature development or increases complexity of enlarging existing features. What it means? It means it would be required more time identifying the way how we can inject or enlarge new feature and do not break entire system. It also might affect with increasing maintenance cost and bug fixing cost. Developer has to spend more time for debugging solution, identifying the real root cause, identifying the way how it could be fixed and do not break anything else. More time for testing to make sure everything works correctly, because fixing one part, it might affect the other if it's a really bad solution. Another effect is the technical depth. Instead of developing new features, we had to invest time to re-implementing some old bad solutions. And my favorite impact is 99% of project readiness. Why it's my favorite? Because I've been in the situation which is described by this case. When project is about ready, when all positive test is passed, but there's still some mysterious issue which is blocking us from going live, which is critical issue. But this issue appears randomly. This issue might be like fixed, but fix might cause another issue. So because due to some weakness in solutions. And I've been in a situation when such type of product was ready to go live, but we spent another 3 months to stabilize it, to make sure no such mysterious issues would appear again. Yeah, it was at the very beginning of my development career, but still was interesting experience in the past. Bad solution quality also affects developers personally. It affects reputation. We know that usually reputation runs in front of us. If you're well known as a bad coder, nobody wants us to take on a project. Everybody would be trying us to kick out from the team. Additionally, if we joined a bad project, we might spend more time on bug fixing rather than developing new features or learning new technologies. As well as management won't see any reasons to support us financially, revise salary, or give us even bonuses. And finally, even if it's not bad developer, even if it's good developer, but joined a bad project, he might spend all his life or his time fixing bugs, which is emotionally would be hard. And finally, developer might be burnt out on this project and leave our company, which is bad idea, bad solution. Developers usually doesn't consider, but major impact is on the company. Company loses a profit, it's definitely. In the worst case scenario, company even start investing money into the client to close the technical debts. Additionally, company might lose some financial or material possibilities to grow, support the teams, reinvest into the hiring more developers. And the biggest impact is on reputation, NPS. If company has a really bad reputation, nobody wants to do any project with such company. There was a theory at the very beginning of startups era where one bad developer created a job for the other three developers. And other three developers created a job for a team. This team created a job for entire company. So we had exponential growth of work and bugs, which has to be fixed. And it was a true for early era of startups when there was short time for products to go to the market. Nowadays, in the service companies, usually clients wants agency to do a bug fixing for free. As a bonus, I want to share symptoms of bad projects. Assuming you just joined or take a part of a new project and want to understand what is the quality of this project. So it's easy. First of all, you can open command line and see the list of commands, or open a cron job and see a list of cron jobs which is executing. And if you find some job with a name fix me, fix product, correct data, or correct products, correct customers, it's a really bad smell. Also, you can check a custom theme. If you find that in the theme folder installed 50 bucks theme from the theme forest, it's a really bad signal that customer is not investing enough money on quality. He just want to use the cheap solutions. And cheap solutions create really expensive problems. As well as you can check extension folder and find what extensions installed from which vendors. And if you find that a lot of extensions from vendors with doubtful reputation, then it's also bad smell, the same as theme forest. Additionally, you can check a project root folder and see if the project root folder is full of redundant files like PHP, SH, shell scripts, log files. It's also bad signal, because if you see complete mess on the front door, you can imagine what happens inside of the application. Additionally, you can check exception and system logs to see if it's full of errors. That means nobody cares about the bug fixing and support the level of quality of this project. On these pessimistic notes, I want us to switch on more optimistic. Let us review possible ways to control and improve software solution quality. Old school guys say that develop your code on a sheet of paper and then do actual coding. What it means? They mean that you should understand background, you should understand what needs to be done, algorithm, you should do some architecting solution using UML, and only then you do actual coding. Nowadays, there are a lot of general rules how to develop quality solutions. As a result, we already have a lot of documents which guide us to do a quality development. We can easily find and read general development practices, methodology, how to do clean coding, how to do refactoring, how to follow coding standards, how to do Magento coding using best practices and recommendations. So we also have a list of documents which describe how to solve typical issue, what is the design patterns and solution patterns should be implemented. So everything is already described for us. The only we need is just read a theory. Work is a game. Any game has a specific rule. Majority of companies have internal rules, so-called corporate standards, which describe different type of relationships and processes inside of the company. Even in our small company, we also have a corporate rules, how to do different activities. So it might describe the following aspects of development, like work instructions, rules and roles responsibilities, code debugging rules, how to do debugging in more efficient manner and do not spend days and spend just hours, how to do code audits, how to identify specific problems like security, performance problems during code audits, how to do security and performance development and develop your code secure enough and performing very well at high load, as well as like instructions how to do integration development. Why it's important? Let me share some example. Let us imagine in our company we have 100 developers with different skill sets, with different experience level. And we are given one single task for all developers: create integration with SAP as an example. And all of these guys would be developing integration without integration development practice or document. All 100 developers would be developing 100 different solutions. In 100 different solutions would be using 100 different technologies and approaches. And once one developer or 5 developers moved out from the company, somebody has to support the solution which was developed by these developers. And imagine another situation. We have instruction. We have a single instruction, and 100 developers start developing a solution based on this instruction. And once they find something which needs to be improved in the solution, they would edit the document and update it, and all other developers would be reading and following this document with updated information. So from time to time, from development to development, we would be improving our solution. And finally, we end up with a pure quality solution, which would require maybe weeks or days to implement, and not months or years to be integrated and implemented. So it's quite important to have such documents in your company and follow these documents. There are also pool of automatic technology solutions which would help to improve software quality. Every day we are using IDE PHP Storm. With the right settings, in the right set of PHP Storm plugins and settings, we can improve our code solutions. PHP Storm has a default settings where we can enable code sniffer, mess detector, install additional plugins like code generation or other or validation. And we can also install additional code sniffers to improve validation of the code. And once we write code, PHP Storm highlights some problems and say, hey guys, please fix me. And doing this exercise from day to day, we start looking at number of warnings from PHP Storm is reducing to 0, and our solution quality or coding standard following experience increase to the sky. Additionally, on the project, it is possible to install automated code sniffer developed by Magento Professional Services team. This code sniffer is also used by Magento Marketplace team on extension validation program. What is code sniffer? What is the difference from the regular code sniffer? This code sniffer have a list of validations which aligns with Magento best practices and common Magento issues. So it can easily identify like PHP code in HTML, this in blocks, XSS vulnerabilities, some loading models in loop, object managers, low SQL queries, and a lot of other typical problems during Magento development. We usually connect this code sniffer with a Git hook pre-commits, which means once developer is ready to commit his code, he would type commit my code, Git hook pre-commits runs and execute validation of the code which is going to be committed. And this validations check runs through all typical issues. And if there is some issue about the code, it would fire an error and would not allow developer to push his code before developer would fix it. And from today, day-to-day exercise, developer would increase the quality of the solution. He knows what is a typical problem, and at least he would not be doing this typical mistakes. Additionally, this code sniffer can be connected to PHP Storm or run manually, but it's another story. The recent project development trends starts using GitLab, GitHub CI capabilities with containers. Once code is ready to be merged, there would be running the following list of processes, like roll over new container, run Magento installation, merge your code on this installation, compile and build Magento code, run some basic checks, run unit test, run performance test. If build successful and all validation are okay, unit testing okay, performance testing okay, then code can be merged and you will see a merge button. If any error happens, then code would not be possible to be merged and button from code merge would not be appeared. In addition to internal tools, exist some external tools which could be connected to GitHub as well. Recently, I had a chance to work with a really powerful external tool, Sonar Cloud. So it's cloud. Sonar Cloud can be connected to GitHub process and run additional code validation in addition to CI/CD processes, as we reviewed recently. Sonar Cloud has a set of powerful instruments like automatic code audit, code inspection, code copy-paste detection or duplication detection, coding standard validation, common PHP issues, common security issues. So once all this validation from Sonar Cloud happens and successful, you will see the possibility to merge the code. You will have a merge button. If Sonar Cloud finds any problems, it will fire and show you, hey, here is a problem, here is a code line problem, and type. What is the type of problem you should be fixing? Before all issues would be solved, there would not be possibility to merge the code. It's also developed some discipline for developers. To improve code solution, I would also recommend to pay attention at additional Magento instruments. It's Magento Profiler and Magento DB Logger. Magento Profiler gives you a possibility to measure memory usage, time utilization, call stack usage before your solution done and after. And if there is a big difference, then you can make a conclusion if it's good or bad and understand performance quality of your solution. As well as you can check a database logger in the same manner, calculate number of DB queries before and after solution complete. By default, Magento processes about 200 database queries. And if your solution produces more, then it's a good point to think about improvements. On my practice, I haven't seen any successful project done without technical lead. Who is a technical lead? Let us see what Wikipedia tells us. This is a person, role, which is responsible for the technical part of the project. In the real life, it is the same, but I would add it is also a personal with a specific attitude to the project, technical solution, teammates, results, very responsible and responsive person, like a superhero or superstar on a project. For the project success, it is important for developer to interact with the tech lead. Interactions should be balanced. It shouldn't be converted into the kindergarten, and developers should not be taking extra responsibilities of tech lead, especially like choosing technologies. So developers should be speaking to tech lead about different type of questions, like doing code audits, ask about technology stack on a project, ask if he needs assistance with a task. If he has an idea how to do some things 3 times faster and 2 times cheaper, if he has an idea about alternate solution, if developer stuck at a problem solving, and if developer wants to grow, and he might consult with tech lead about his personal development plan, because tech lead is a person who is contacting and working with a developer personally. And finally, we come up on a key element of software development quality to developer. Developer is a person who actually doing coding. and take personal responsibility for the solution he is producing. So the developer has to improve his coding skills constantly by doing some self-development activities, reading smart books, learning new technologies, following up some modern IT resources, as well as improving some practical skills like make sure that not reinventing the wheel, make sure that not launching rockets, overcomplicating solutions, as well as do not copy paste any solution from Stack Overflow. So we have reviewed all possible ways to improve and control quality of software solution. The bad news, there are no any single option which would help us to build a really good quality solution. TechLead is not a silver bullet or Superman who can do project alone. Developer might stuck with the limits of his experience and skill set. Automation tools has still some limitation and possibility for false positive. Only if we combine and stick together all these items on the project, make it pure synergy between all these elements, only then we might expect to have a really good quality results on the project. And finally, guys, remember, good solution is easy to break, bad solution is hard to improve. Any software developers should always be moving forward, should be better than yesterday, better than today. Developers should never be stopping on self-improvement's way, on improving quality solutions they are producing. So guys, good luck on this way and thank you for listening me.